Yeah, so when my church closed down, it was very difficult. My family was very involved in that church. My grandparents have always been a huge support in my faith, and they actually were like huge supporters of the church, I guess. I don't know if they had any specific titles, but they helped, organize the soup suppers that we would have. It was really hard for our family because that was always, our grandparents would go, my cousins would go, and we'd go, to church together on Sunday, and then we'd all come to my grandparents' house afterwards and go eat lunch. We called it Sunday dinner, and that was some of the best times of my life. And then after that church, it was closed, we didn't get to do that as often because we all, took to our different busy parts of life. I'd say the main things that have led me to the point of converting would have to be the people here and seeing the faith in the action. So, specifically people like Mike Simpson.
Damen is a great kid. He's a natural leader. He is able and is always looking to build connections and relationships, meaningful relationships with his peers and within his community. He already had that great foundation of faith, but I think he was looking for something that goes a little bit deeper, and I think he found that within the church.
He's the first one that kind of brought me to a mass and would explain it to me, because when I first went, I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. It was a bit scary. I first met Mike my freshman year when I did work study for him, and at that time he was the global learning something. He had something to do with that, and I was kind of like his secretary at the time. And through that, Mike and I started to create a friendship. We kind of got into faith last year. He kind of brought me to mass, showed me everything about it and how great it can be. And from that point on, he's been nothing but a support for me, sending me text messages here and there like, hey, keep in mind this, or help guide me along the journey.
As he's being received into the church, he's receiving the sacraments for the first time. And this becomes a witness, not only for him personally, but for our community, to the Walsh community, as it expresses our mission and helping our students grow in their faith.
Something that's been really awesome to see is my family is starting to go back to church now since this, and I'm not saying that's because of me, but the Lord's definitely working through our family. And my mom has begun to come to Mass with me, which she's never been to a Catholic Mass in her life, so that is something that's been really awesome. And just seeing the Lord, them kind of grow on fire of the Lord too at the same time. Here at Walsh, you meet people, you get to know them, they get to know your face and your name. And it's a great sense of community here. It kind of reminds me of my school. I went to a school graduated with 120 kids. This is a lot bigger than that, but it's still to the point where all the professors know who you are. You're in small enough classes where you can reach out to them and create relationships with them, which I think is super important in anything. I have a double major. I'm doing intervention specialist, and then my middle childhood license is more gen ed, math, and social studies. And with that, I just hope to be an everyday teacher one day. I'd love to be an intervention specialist. In high school, I got the chance to be in a special ed classroom in which I helped out and got to see the difference you can make in the kids' lives, and that completely changed me. Before then, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and then I realized this is what I want to be. So my plan is to, after I graduate next year, finish my grad school. I've already started it a little bit, which is a nice thing about Walsh, is they allowed me to do that. And I will hopefully go into the schools with my master's and start as an intervention specialist and see where we go from there.